This is your spoiler warning. If you don't want movies to be spoiled, which I'm going to, then click off the video. Otherwise, watch at your own discretion. Thank you. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of BORST of the Month. I watched a lot of movies this month, 23 to be exact. As you know, some of those movies were good, some were not very good. So before going into the steamy, creamy cream corn that was the bad one this month, I'm going to go ahead and give you my favorite top 3 for the month. I decided to go with top 3 this month because I did watch 23 movies and I feel like I couldn't really limit it to one movie, so we're going to go with the top 3. So, sue me. Coming in at number 3 is In and of Itself. This film was directed by Frank Oz. Yes, this Frank Oz. The film is a beautiful blend of two mediums, a one-man show and a film. The way it's shot really makes you feel like you're part of the audience. I do have some qualms with the film though. Derek, the main character, is very depressing to listen to. Extremely depressing, actually. The story he tells are interesting, but there's a lot of what I felt to be unnecessary additions that were put to make you feel bad for him, almost. I also really hated the fact that they had famous people shown in the audience. I know it came at the end, but when they panned over and Bill Gates was really in the center of the frame, it really took me out of the moment. And I was just confusing. I don't know why I was in there. However, I really do love sleight of hand magic like a lot. And the whole bit with the letters was really beautiful, so I'm going to give this a solid 85 out of 100. Simply because the storytelling, although it was sad, was well written, I guess, and the cinematography was really quite good. The film that comes in number 2 for the month is called LA 92. I've been really into documentaries lately. I watched an unhealthy amount of shitty true crime dramas and even sat through the snoozer Blackfish. I didn't like that one at all, but this documentary was the most intriguing out of the bunch. It's a 2017 documentary directed by Daniel Lindsay and TJ Martin. It shows the aftermath of the verdict of the police officers who brutally beat Rodney King. This is a first-hand window of the hell on earth that was Los Angeles in 1992. I wasn't born yet, but hearing stories and seeing it play out on the big screen is horrifying. Again, my only real issue with the film was that it was strictly footage of Ground Zero. There was no really first-hand testimonies of what was going on. And I think it could have benefited, or been interesting at least, to hear from some of the people that were big players in the movement, like today. Besides all that, it was really interesting and a brutal watch. So watch with your own discretion. With all that being said, the film for me is going to get a solid 90 out of 100 because I was never really taken out of what was happening and really held my attention, but there was some things that I think could have been added into the movie. And then now for the best of the month, in my opinion, is going to be Nomadland. And I know it did win a Golden Globe, but this was really quite different than most movies I've ever seen. The way it was shot makes it feel like a documentary almost, but it's a drama. So the 2021 drama was directed by Chloe Zhao, I believe I'm saying that right. It follows an older woman named Fern as she travels from location to location after the death of her husband, never really staying in one place for too long, hence the name Nomadland. It shows the people she meets along the way, some nice, some not so nice. She tries to find her place in the world, but is afraid of settling down. Let me just start by saying the cinematography in this is beautiful. And I mean, it's kind of hard not to be beautiful when you're in the Nevada desert. The scenery is just magnificent. But and with most of the movies I watched, there's always something that bugs me a little bit, whether big or small, and in No Man Land, it was the main actress. I just wasn't a fan of her. In some scenes, she was perfectly fine to me, but overall, she does kind of bother me in some scenes. She lacks a little bit, and she just seemed unnecessarily, rude, but I guess that's how it was written. I just wasn't a fan of her. I don't know. But the very high production quality and the very well-written story make up for that fact, and I look forward to revisiting and watching it again sometime. So with that being said, it's going to get a 93 out of 100, but it wasn't perfect, but it was very, very good. So I can agree with that Golden Globe nomination and win. Now I want to go the complete opposite, and I would normally go for the obvious, but at this point it's like beating a dead horse, so I'm just going to tell you that movie, the obvious movie, gets a nice 5 out of 100. But the actual bad one this month was I Care a Lot. I don't understand the hype for this movie at all. I don't know why people liked it. I don't know why they're talking about it. I don't know why people won Golden Globe awards for this movie. It's garbage. Let me start off by saying, yes, I do kind of like Rosamund Pike and Peter Dinklage.
While I'm editing this, I just remembered I forgot to mention my favorite part of the entire movie, which cracked me up, and it was Peter Dinklage wearing a baseball cap and sunglasses trying to be inconspicuous. If you don't know who Peter Dinklage is and what he looks like, just look him up and know why that's funny to me. But anyway, get back to the review.
And Pike did win a Golden Globe for this movie, which, as I'm writing this, I'm still very confused why, because it was booty hole. So let's start off with the writing of the movie, because I really don't understand the direction they decided to go. They start off with a sort of odd protagonist who does despicable things by taking advantage of old people, first of all. It's like that whole main plot just doesn't sit right with me. But then halfway through it, they go into a dogshit Russian mob storyline, which makes no sense at all. I don't know why they switched. I don't know. I also don't like Diane West. She sucks too. It seems like they just wanted to cast an old lady who's free for a poopy Netflix movie. And that's the other thing. Netflix, please stop pushing your stupid crap movies on me. I open the app and I'm assaulted by garbage. So I don't want to watch 30 episodes of your stupid show that you're promoting. Please, just let me watch the movies that I want to watch and stop recommending your garbage movies. Some of them are good, I will give them that, but 90% of them are horrible. Going back to the Pooh movie, yeah, the best part was when she gets shot in the chest by Macon Blair. Not because it was good, because the movie was over. It ended. So yeah, 20 out of 100. It's not getting better than 20 out of 100 for me because it makes no sense and I hated it. But other than that, that was probably the worst movie I watched this month. Thank you again for watching Best of the Month or Worst of the Month. I'm going to continue making videos, but at this point, I don't know who's watching, so it doesn't really matter. But come back, please. Thank you. Amen. Good night, and have a good life. Peace.